I'll try to answer this next one quickly because seem like we're pretty far behind today, guys. Are there any major pitfalls I should be aware of when setting up pixels or remarketing specifics? Any known conflicts with analytics, tracking, and affiliate links, link shorteners like Rebrandly? Well, here's my thoughts on that. Again, I'm not the remarketing expert that Hernan is, but typically pixels are going to fire on a page load, right? So when somebody lands on a page, now there are things like Rebrandly or I know there's like Sniply and things like those types of link shorteners that you can inject a remarketing pixel into the actual link itself, the redirect URL. It goes into like the header of the actual URL itself. So you can do that, but most of the time you're going to end up having your remarketing pixels on the pages that you're directing people to, unless you're directing people to pages that you don't have access to through like a Sniply or a Rebrandly link, which in that case, maybe Hernan can shed some light on that. But as far as the type of remarketing that I'm doing, it's typically on an asset. Like I cookie somebody when they land on one of the assets that I have control over. So that's how I can manage. And that doesn't ever cause any conflicts with analytics or tracking and affiliate links and things, at least from my experience. If you're using the redirect URLs and injecting a pixel into that, then that might cause some issues. What do you think, Hernan?
Yep, sorry, I was muted. Yeah, I totally agree. They're mostly designed for them to work, and it's actually adding scripts to a page, right? So once they load, they will fire everything. Like you're adding scripts, and even further, when you have if you're doing analytics with remarketing on Google, you can even use the analytics code to gather a remarketing audience, if that makes sense. So that that's really integrated. And even further, if you're using Google Tag Manager, that would make things so much easier. But it all comes down to loading the page. If the page doesn't load, it doesn't matter what you do. If the page did not load, and some ad blockers will actually block some cookies, so you need to have that in mind. But and for most cases, you don't need to worry about it, because if people are actually surfing your website, they're getting cookied. So I wouldn't sweat it initially of conflicts and whatnot if you're doing things like if you're installing the code on the header or the footer of the website. That's why we recommend, for example, on Facebook, we recommend doing actual view content campaigns and not click campaigns, because usually you will get a click, but the pixel will not load because people will exit, earlier or whatever. So, but yeah, usually there's not a big deal.
Awesome. And Nigel, if you want for us to try to go in a little bit more in depth, we're having a mastermind webinar tomorrow. So if you want to repost via the mastermind questions form, some of the stuff that we didn't get to here, we got to move on, buddy. We're certainly happy to spend some more time with you tomorrow during the mastermind webinar. Lastly, guys, he mentions here that he's a writer looking to connect with anyone interested in sweat equity partner for GMBPro or other content posting and process documentation. If interested, please reach out. By the way, if I could plus one this again, I would, Nigel, because that's what we really encourage more of you guys to do, is to put out what you're good at and what you lack, or like what you're not good at, and try to form JV, joint ventures, with other members that you guys, because two heads can usually accomplish a lot more than one, right? And so you can complement each other's skills that way, and actually produce a joint venture or a partnership agreement where you can grow your businesses or complement each other, like help each other out. And that's basically how we got started, Semantic Mastery, guys. Like, so again, that I really like that you posted that there, Nigel. And I would encourage more of you guys to do that, not just on Hump Day Hangouts, but even in the groups too. Say what you're good at, say what you're not good at, and say, look, if there's any potential for us to, for anybody in this group that wants to kind of exchange ideas and maybe do some projects together or whatever, like, guys, there's a great opportunity for you to be able to build and scale your businesses so much quicker that way, right? So just keep that in mind. Instead of having to learn how to do everything yourself and have to become an expert at everything yourself, find other people that are good at things you're not good at, and the two of you can complement each other and grow your businesses quicker that way. Does that make sense? So anyways, that's awesome, Nigel. Appreciate that.